Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy DJ Ominaya, the Union, a Boogie with the Hoodie's official tour DJ, and you're now watching the Kicks and Shit show right now. I'm here, man. Tune in.
What's good, everybody? We are back. It is your boy Jarod and your girl Gabby, episode 71 of the Kicks and Shit Show. Bam, 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 bam. So I'm going to ask you a question. We usually do this thing where we
We're getting right into it this morning. Okay.
well, we do a thing where it's like, what's going on in those streets? You have an Alabama Crimson Tide shirt on. Roll
I feel like
Tide.
during our pre-show, you were holding back on commenting on today's bit.
So, are you in the state of Alabama right now?
No, I am not.
Okay, you are not.
Next question.
You're like, next question, Senator. you're at like a Senate committee, like a hearing about like ethics violations.
Yes, Your Honor. Next question.
Were you in the state of Alabama at any point in the past 48 hours?
Why, yes, Jarod, I was. I'm glad that you asked. Roll Tide.
What were you doing in the state of Alabama?
So, as you know, I love football. I love to travel for football, and I love experiencing new stadiums because I'm a bit of a game presentation nerd. I love to see the way that different teams put on a show.
Gabby ain't even there for the game, folks. She's there for the presentation of what.
I'm both. I mean, I'm there for football because I love football. But for those who don't know, in my past life, I was very involved in game presentation for a bunch of major sports teams. I've had many lives. Feel free to DM me about it. Would love to chop it up. But I geek out over the way that teams put on a show, the traditions, the fans. Like, as someone who went to a D3 school, I find D1 football fascinating. And I'm from New Jersey. It's not like I grew up in Coach Kilmer's varsity.
Coach
like
Kilmer. Look at you throwing it back to Coach Bud Kilmer. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I
Shouts
grew
to John
up that
Boyd.
way. D3 football, not so great. We were 500 my senior year, which was the best record we had in a while. So for me, as a big fan of the sport, I love experiencing the way that teams do what they do. First time in Alabama, shocking to probably nobody. But, let me tell you, my iPhone may or may not have some extra country music on it after this week.
Oh, boy. You were indoctrinated by the folks in Tuscaloosa, were you? Roll Tide.
I just think, as someone who's like an NFL fan, and I always hear about like college is amazing. I've been to one college football game in my life, and it was a USC Stanford game, which was amazing.
But it was at like Giant Stadium, was it? Or you saw it in LA?
California.
Okay.
I saw it in LA. Yes. It was amazing, but there's something like that's magical, and I like understand when Erin talks about the fog and her rock chalk. It's just a different vibe, but it was so amazing. Like, it's like going to your favorite team's game, but it's all home fans.
Yes. So it is I want to be very careful about this because, I generally have a problem with person who, college is better than pro. Like that person, like I generally don't get along with that person at all. I understand what they mean though. It isn't that the actual product, the game is not better, clearly. Right? Because professionals are better than collegiate people at sport. But it's about the pageantry and all the other accoutrements that go along with the game. That is what the people are talking about. The thing that taps into a part of their soul and that part of fandom. Particularly in college football, particularly college football in the South. Right? Because it's like damn near religion down there. And for so many people, especially in Alabama, there is no pro team in Alabama. Roll Crimson Tide. That is the team, right? So everyone who lives in that community, that's who we support. There is no, like here in New York, we got the Giants, the Jets. You got Buffalo if you want to go up north, right? I mean, you got choices out here. You got choices and split up fandom, and you have transplants, and not a whole lot of transplants in Tuscaloosa, right? Like, not saying there aren't any, but Tuscaloosa is mainly people who born and raised in Alabama. and they feel a certain type of way about their Crimson Tide. And so I think all of that energy, you were feeling all of that while you were there.
Absolutely. And I think, the way that the fans engage, like in the student section with the flags, with everything, it felt like to me the closest thing I've experienced is a Knicks playoff game where like the energy is up. There's a lot on the line. The game itself was really great. I think the experience leading up to the game was great. We had to experience some yellow hammer drinks in the quad, which, I felt like Grandma Gabby over here, but it was cool to see
hanging out with the
way that other places, no, not so much. Way too old for that. Apparently, white ankle boots are very big in the South. This was a learning.
I'm sorry, white ankle boots?
White ankle boots, yes. Mm-hmm. Very different style. So, New York.
And it is October, and we're wearing white ankle boots. Okay.
Yeah, the outfits were fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
I had heard that a lot of girls wear dresses to the game, which, not about that life.
True statement, yes, especially Southern games.
But I do respect it, yes. And I think like seeing the tradition, and I just want to say on the record, I'm not becoming a bandwagon fan. This t-shirt is because I get t-shirts every stadium and every experience that I go to. I'm a t-shirt girl, as you all know, but I did appreciate the way that the game was played on and off the field. It's a great experience.
All right,
Highly recommend it. I give it a 10. To quote the great poet Billy. 10. A 10.
Billy Bob.
And I will say you have to have the fried moon pie. That was my Southern delicacy.
Wow, fried moon. It just sounds like all types of disaster.
I feel like I'm puffy today, still recovering from that, nothing else.
No, I'm glad you got to experience SEC football and, enjoy your time down there. Up in these parts, although not just in these parts, but all, I guess, the rest of the
parts. Yeah, tell me about your parts, Jarod. Go ahead.
We are, media week has happened in the NBA. Training camps have concluded. Preseason has begun already. So, I'm immersed in that. So, it's obviously a little different vibe, right? Figuring out, all right, what's planning out the season? What are we doing here? When's All-Star break coming?
You're already looking forward to All-Star break and the season hasn't even started yet, Jarod.
Well, I'm just plotting my calendar out to be like, all right, what is happening? Where are we going this season? We still have COVID to be concerned about, so I ain't going to be going to all kinds of stadiums, but or arenas, excuse me. But I'll be around checking out these NBA streets. Looking forward to the start of the season. Of course, it's always like the first day of school. That's what I would say. Media week is like everybody's happy to see each other. Everybody's in love. It's great. Blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, talk to me like in December, or January.
But I have to ask you though, does it feel like there hasn't been that much of a break? I mean, I feel like NBA season just ended. To me, I'm like, wow, we have an all year long NBA this year in 2021.
If you think about
the gift of COVID has a positive impact at least somewhere.
Think about this, Gabby. In the last 12 calendar months, we will have gone through parts of 3 different NBA seasons. That is insane. In 12 months, parts of 3 seasons, right? Because remember, the COVID interrupted season, right, literally ended in the fall last year. And then we came right back in December for season 2, which just completed in July. And now, here we are, October, back for season 3. Like, I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot of basketball. And the one thing that I think, not to bring a damper on it, that it concerns me, as it did from the beginning, are injuries, man. Like, just like we saw last year, we're going to see more. Like, that is a lot of basketball in a compressed amount of time. And again, these ligaments, and we always think of these guys as superhuman or whatever, and sure, they are to an extent, but they're human beings. Like, those legs and those ligaments and those joints only have so many wear and tears in them, right? Has so much in them. And, this continued pressure on it is going to be a lot, particularly if we talk about the upper echelon of the league, who those guys are older now. This is year 19 for LeBron, year 14 or whatever for KD. Like, we're talking about years, man. This ain't, all right, I'm a rookie. This is year 2. No. These guys have been doing this for a long time. So taking care of their bodies is going to be premium and paramount. As it always is, but really this season. Oh, there you are. You're back. You disappeared.
Back like I never left. The beauties of traveling, you guys. But no, I agree. And I think this season it's wild. I mean, I know if I were to play that much basketball, I wouldn't be able to move for a month and a half, let alone like at the level that they're playing at. And I feel like pressure is higher than ever. Like LeBron has stacked up the Lakers that in any other year, that would be an Olympic team. Let's be honest, right? And he's not the only one that's stacking up in this time. So I think this new NBA that's a race for a championship,
an arms
like a
race.
one and done, if nothing else, absolutely. Like they're gonna feel the impact of that this year for sure.
Yeah, and thinking about Milwaukee, right? Milwaukee and Phoenix went deep into the championship round, right? And Milwaukee winning it, and then Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday going to the Olympics, Devin Booker as well from Phoenix, those guys. It's a lot of. It's so it anticipates some guys being a little tired to start this season, and I think load management and sort of resting your stars and your big guys are going to be premium this season. Really planning out, all right, we're not playing all these games because ultimately we know what matters are the 16 wins that you need come May, right? For the championship when playoffs start.
Absolutely. I think the thing that I appreciate the most, and I know this is a little bit of a sidetrack here, is we're also in WNBA playoffs. And I don't talk about W as much, but first of all, there's been some amazing basketball on the court. But I love the way that the NBA teams and players have been they need to have some time. Let's push back our schedule. To me, that's a changing of the tides, and it's beautiful to see. These women are playing at the most elevated level of their game as well, and could probably school most men off the court. And just the way that the games have been so close have been really amazing. So I love seeing the camaraderie that I think was really developed because of the bubble and the wubble and that kind of joint partnership there. So it's.
Uh-oh, folks. Gabby is having technical difficulties today, but she is. Oh, you're back. You're back. I was going to say, you are talking about the Chicago Sky, the Connecticut Sun, the Phoenix Mercury, the Las Vegas Aces, right? All involved in excellent series right now, playing good ball.
Absolutely.
The other thing is, you mentioned these women and how excellent they are at ball. It doesn't need to be said, but I'm going to say it anyway. All you dudes that play at 24-hour fitness and whatever in your little pickup leagues and think you all that, nah, fam. Nah. You got nothing. You got nothing. You got nothing for these ladies, okay? They will school you. So shouts to the WNBA deep in their playoffs, heading towards the championship round. Well, folks, stay tuned because we have a special guest from the world of music who is also a sneakerhead and enjoys the culture. We're looking forward to talking to him. So stay tuned. Peace. What's good, y'all? We are back, and Gabby, we are not alone. We are joined by DJ Sneakerhead, all-around man of the New York City streets, Mr. DJ Ominaya. What's up, man?
What's up? How you guys doing?
We are good. Thank you for joining us today. We're really excited to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Of course, this is something I always want to know from DJs. When did you realize, all right, man, DJing is my thing. I want to get crowds and people to lose their shit when I put music on.
The way it started for me was pretty much I just loved music. And then I was introduced to the DJing aspect of music. And, already being a music lover, it was you know what? Why not play it? And as a music lover, I think everybody who loves music thinks they can DJ. So that's how it started. And then, eventually I learned about different genres of music and, just branched off into a bunch of stuff and, just DJing just took off, in the teenage years.
Yeah. And so coming up, who were some of your musical influence, music that you were obviously being in New York, of course, birthplace of hip hop. What were some artists that you were yo, these are my dudes coming up?
I listened to a lot of Tribe Called Quest, Jungle Brothers, that kind of stuff, De La Soul. And then to be honest, I started DJing off of house music.
Okay.
So I was DJing a lot of house music, back in the days. And so that's pretty much how I learned how to beat match and blend and all that stuff.
And who were some of your early mentors in the DJ game?
Well, I literally only had one mentor coming up. His name was DJ G Storm.
Okay.
That's who taught me how to DJ. We used to play baseball together, and he was 3-4 years older than me, but he had equipment. And he was like, "Yo, you ever like DJ'd?" I was like, "Nah, I didn't even know what it was really." And then, after practice, his mom would cook lunch for like a few of the guys. We would go to his crib, hang out, and he was like, "Yo, everybody come to the room." And he had vinyl, he had turntables. It was like, what the hell? So then, that's how everything started.
For the kids listening, vinyl is what's there before
Right.
CDs and before
12-inch records.
Yes.
Got some here. Custom joints.
Today.
Yes, and I was gonna go way back and be like, kids, that came out after 8 tracks, and
Yep.
Well, I love that. And I think, I totally agree with you in the sense where everyone who thinks that they have good taste in music, AKA DJ Frozenthal over here.
Right. I get it all the time.
Moving the
People come to
crowd.
DJ booth.
Yeah. And I
love
think
music. Play this. I'm telling you, they're going to go crazy. I'm like,
nah.
Play Despacito.
Relax.
Play Despacito.
I feel like, though, there's a vibe that you create, to Jarod's point, to what you were saying before. Tell us more about how style and your personal style comes into play, because I think that's part of the vibe, right? Like, you're not going to show up in like a tie.
Nah.
Right.
Like,
So for me, it's like you got to read the room. So it's like, you come in there, you look at what people are drinking, what they're eating, their attitudes. It's a lot that goes into play, and then from there you can start playing records. Like when I start DJing a party, I kind of like fish the music, like throwing a little bit of bait to see which direction to go in. So like the first 3-4 records will let me know which way to go, and then after that, like I'm not like some DJs have like playlists that they go through. I don't play like that. I search like if I'm digging in a crate. So I'm always searching through records, or like my computer. It's not like a set playlist and I just go in there and like I'm just going to play all this in a row.
Yeah.
Because the same playlist doesn't work in every party.
Yeah, for sure. And what's that feeling like? I always ask DJs this, when you're in a groove and the crowd's feeling you, and it's like, man, it's like 2 hours straight and nobody's sitting down. It's just wild for 2 hours.
It's kind of crazy, but for me, it's like, sometimes I feel like I'm just partying. Like I don't even feel like I'm DJing for them. Like I'm DJing the stuff I want to hear sometimes. But it's such a vibe that everybody's grooving. So it's like, all right, we all partying then. Like
I love the idea.
It feels good.
I love the idea, Gabby, people come up to the booth and be like, play this song.
Oh man.
Every single time. I feel like you gotta have like a no requests.
Yeah, you know what I do sometimes though? My friends think I'm crazy, but sometimes I'll play the song that these people ask for just to let them see that ain't it. And then they go sit down like, my bad. I thought I thought it would have, they're like the only person dancing. Everybody's looking like, what the fuck is this?
You're like, it ain't hitting like that,
told
bro.
you this ain't it. Like, because there's some people are persistent. They'll come back like 10 times like, please, man, I'm telling you, everybody's going to go crazy. Watch when you play this. And I'm like, all right, stay right here so you can see what I see.
I'm going to let you witness. I'm going to let you
witness. Like here, press play actually here.
You press play. That way when they look what happened, be like, oh, that was him.
They're like, you know what? Can I get you a drink? Like, do what you do. Don't listen to me. Let me get you a drink. I'm like, all right, cool.
Drinks on me. Go enjoy. I'll do my job. You do yours, my friend.
Right. Crazy.
I love
that.
Oh man, so of course, being a hip hop fan and growing up in New York, sneakers, man, it was around, it was on the block. Everybody would come out looking fresh. When did you start realizing sneakers were a thing, and when did you get into sneakers?
I've always bought sneakers, but I never really considered myself a sneakerhead. Just like a bunch of my friends start saying like, "Damn, you a sneakerhead." I'm like, "Why you say that?" Like, you always buy everything. I'm like, I don't know. And the thing is, like, I'm not like a collector.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's people out there that really like collect sneakers. I just buy what I like.
Mm-hmm.
And for the last like 15, 20 years, I've bought like the same sneakers over and over. Like, I don't know. I mean, like white Uptowns, I probably have like 30 pairs over here. And it's like, but I always keep a brand new pair, like, cause it don't matter what season it is. I always have like a pair or two extra. Jordans, you're always gonna buy Jordans. Like everybody buys Jordan. But I'll buy like the random New Balance. I'll buy like random Adidas. I'll buy random Asics. Like, so I don't know. I just always loved kicks. I always loved like looking clean. Cause growing up I didn't have it. So when I could afford it, I was like, you know what? I always want to look fly.
Absolutely. And I think that's something that we talk about in the show a lot, right? Is buying what you love. And then also, like, when you get that adult money and you get that first paycheck, it hits different. It's like, all right, Foot Locker, where you at? Like, prepare a kick, but I've been eyeing, like, before we started this call, I was like, let's talk about those wave runners right there.
Right.
But I do think style is such a big thing and a big piece of it. How has your style kind of evolved along with your DJ style over the years?
It kind of like a lot of people don't know, but I worked in retail for like 15 years. I was a display manager at H&M for like a long time before I actually quit my job. And working there and going to like doing the campaigns and going to the meetings for the next season and learning what the new style is in London, Paris, and all that stuff. So kind of definitely helped with my style because like, years ago they were calling it like metrosexual and all that. I was dressing like that years ago, wearing trenches and Jordans. People were like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, I like this style. Like, then everybody started doing it a couple, 2-3 years later, dressing casual with some dope kicks and mixing matching styles and textures. So definitely explains my personality and my DJ style because it could go anywhere.
And that's the thing we always say on this show, though. Like you said, like, oh, I'm not really a sneakerhead, but it's like, but you are, though. Because our thing is like, sneakerhead is not about, oh, I get everything that's out or whatever. Because we always say, and shout out to our friend Big Waz, like a true sneakerhead is not about the fresh stuff that comes out. It's about buying what you like. Like you go to a sneaker store, it don't matter if it was release day or not release day. You go to a sneaker store, you can find a pair that you rock with. Because that's how you know you're really into this.
Yeah, that's my problem. I feel like even if I go somewhere and they don't have what I went looking for, I'll leave with something else. Like, nah, but these is kind of dope too. Like, I'll make these work. I think I got one shirt that actually matches these or something I could wear with this. Even though I probably don't have anything, I'm just making it up in my head. Like, I just want them.
I can relate to that one.
You're obviously a DJ. You DJ for the Wendy Williams show. You're also the DJ for A Boogie Wit Da Hoodie, who's got an album he's finishing up. You're about to go out on tour.
Yep.
When you pack for tour over the road, like, all right, you got your stuff, your equipment, all that. What's the sneaker packing process like?
So I always go by like, I guess what the season is. I pack according to the season, but I always go with like go-to kicks. Like I'll pack some Yeezys because they're comfortable. I'll pack 2-3 Jordans or something like that, or some dope kicks, whatever, to go with whatever I'm bringing. But I always pack one pair of comfortable kicks that I could wear like every day. Being that we're ripping and running, we do like when we go on the road, we're doing freaking media, we're doing interviews, we're like sound checking, we're shopping, we're like outside eating, like we're out all day. So it's like you want to be comfortable.
I have to ask though, like, what if it is a snowy day and you gotta look fly? And I'm gonna give you some context on this question because I give Jarod a hard time about this all the time. Because when I pulled up to All Star and I met Jarod for our very first time, my man's was not wearing some kicks, and he was like, "There's snow on the ground," and I was like, "You got to get the Lunar Force ones, or you just rock some trees that have a little bit more grip on the bottom, or you get that Crep Protect and protect the shoes." So, how do you feel about that? And what are the other challenges that you face on the road?
I'm not like one of those people that freak out if I'm wearing like dope kicks in the snow. I really don't be caring. I actually wear all my sneakers. I don't just leave them in the boxes. That's why some of my friends like want to kill me. They're like, "You wore these?" I'm like, "What I bought them for? I wear them, bro." Like, so I wear all my kicks, but if it's crazy, I have a pair of Timbs with me or something. Like I always have Constructs. I'm from New York. You always gotta have a pair of Constructs.
Always gotta have.
And then I do have like some foam posit Air Force Ones that I wear that are like Teflon. They never get ruined in the snow or rain.
I like that. CJ, we got to get you a pair of those.
Listen. I happily wear my shoes out. It's just that if the weather's very inclement, I'm like, maybe I'll wear something else.
Right.
That's
Wouldn't
all.
wear like suede kicks. If they're leather, I really
Yeah.
don't. I'll be
Yeah,
like,
but
ah,
let's
whatever.
not be crazy. I wouldn't wear a suede kick, but I know Jay's
Right.
got more than just suede over there.
Yeah, let's put it this way. The faux rabbit leather is not coming out in a snowstorm.
Right.
None of
Check
those.
that.
The Jordan 11 is not coming out in no snowstorm. Nah, we're not doing
Got
that.
that leather that rain slides right off. It's real
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Is it real nice? Tell me about how rain or snow slides off your patent leather.
I mean, you know the time I fell outside the garden.
You
with a pair of
did.
11. So we'll save that story for Beats in the Streets, the after show, y'all.
You got horizontals.
Oh, man.
Literally banana slip, but it wasn't banana. It was ice, and you levitated.
Yeah, channeling Dua Lipa on that one.
Oh man.
No, man, this is dope. Like, so look at when you're working with an artist and like they just finish a record or project and you're about to go out. Like, what is that process like? Because DJ, right? So much of it is how you help them prepare for the show, right? So when
Right.
I go back to verses, right? Even though verses is a battle and it's different, like, of course, you know, the Locks and Jada Kiss, like killing on verses all summer, like
Right.
doing his thing. But so much of the Locks' powerful performance was due to technician, right? Like DJ, he
Yeah,
was
that's my boy.
on point, right? So like for
Right.
you, how does that process go when you're working with the artist when you got to go out on the road?
Yeah, so it's, a lot of artists, like younger artists, don't really understand putting a show together. Some of them think if they have a hit record, they could just go out perform it and that's it. But to create like a real fan base, you gotta have a show, you gotta have dope music, you gotta have personality, you gotta have a look. It's a whole package in creating a full on fledged fan base. So with A Boogie, it's like he's a genius with his music. He makes music that his fans love, but for us, when we perform the music, it's like delivering that to them and giving them a full experience of when I saw that record live. Like, I love the record already, but when I saw them perform it live, it was like insane. So with him, in his early days, he would just come out literally and just perform. It was like, it was just regular. He's young, he's still learning. Then when I came on board, they pretty much gave me like leeway to create the show. So it's like I'm kind of like the music director. Shout out to S. Dot. He's one of the band members. Me and him go back and forth, and our production manager, brother Hassan, he's actually the Locks production manager. He's a production manager for the Fugees. He did like the Rough Rider tours. He's been with a lot of people, but they respect my expertise. So when I put it together with my DJ ear, the show flows a certain way, and we do dialogue now in between the songs to give segues into each record and hype the crowd up and call and response. So it's a whole experience. Like, you make them feel like a part of the show, and it's just crazy now the way we are performing. Like, it's insane.
I love that because I think to your point, a lot of younger artists don't get it. Like, yes, you got a hit record, whatever, but you are putting on a show. A show
Right.
has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? You are looking for points to get the crowd to feel certain emotions so they rise. Then you want to bring them to a certain level. Then you want to get them back. But you only know that if you obviously have reps doing it. But also, like, when you're young and you go to a show, obviously we go to shows. I mean, not as much now because of COVID, but when we go to shows, who's a good performer and who's a crap performer, right? And I'm like, this person knows how to put on an entire show. I get where they're going with here. And some people just like, all right, what is it?
And it's like, at shows, you can do those records that are like album cuts that people love, and they could, you could rock with them. They could sing it word for word with you. Like, you bring them to that moment where they're always going to remember that. Like, if you look up the hashtag A Boogie with the Hoodie, or look up A Boogie hashtag or DJ Ominaya hashtag, you'll see like tons of clips of just random people in the crowd just singing their hearts out. Like, like we're just going crazy on stage, and it's all about giving them an experience.
Yes.
An experience in that moment in time.
Right. Like losing themselves and just being there.
I love that. I mean, is there one moment that stands out? Like, was there one special show? I mean, I know Jarod said everything's been a little bit weird lately, but pre-pandemic, was there a moment that you were like, yo, this is like the dopest shit ever?
Yeah, we it was actually two shows and they both happened like back to back. So like I want to say 2019, we did right before pandemic. We did Summer Jam and we were like
Oh,
co-headlining.
Summer
We were
Jam's
like
fire.
second or third, and we did like the first time we did the Michael Jackson intro was insane because when he walked out, like we were home and we were like almost headlining Giant Stadium, and then we headlined this year, but with the storm and stuff, it wasn't the same. But when we did the show that year, it was our first time being like prime time at home, 70,000, 60 something thousand people in the audience. And when he came out, like everybody would just scream, like literally like it was Michael Jackson. That was one show that we were just like, yo, this was insane. And then the other show was right after that. We did Rolling Loud in Queens. And we headlined one of the main stages there at Shea Stadium. I mean, I forgot what they call it.
City Field, right? Yeah.
Yeah. We headlined at one of the stages there and we went crazy there. And both shows were at home. And there was actually one more show what we did in Toronto. This was in 2018. They were still doing like the Veld Festival. 100,000 people in the crowd. That was the biggest crowd we ever did. 100,000 people. Like you couldn't see the end of the crowd, and literally we had them in the palm of our hands. We was doing anything. They was just going crazy.
I love that.
No, that's incredible. So as a DJ, right, as you said, you're the musical director, you're kind of setting the stage and you're telling the story. Have you noticed and seen the ways in which the need for the crowd to always have their phones and capture change the energy of live performances? Like, it's like I'm an old head, right? So like for me, I mean, I remember going to concerts when I was young. We had no cell phones. You were just there. So it was
you just put them lighters up, right? Jerome?
Right. You actually pulled a lighter out of your pocket.
And I mean an actual lighter, not
exactly,
like
not a cell phone. And so you were locked in on what was happening because you were having to look at. Like, have you seen like, wow, we got to change our energy up for this because people locked in on some other stuff.
Right. So what we do is we make them part of the moment. So now, you know, before it was lighters. Now, you know, I'll highlight a Boogie and black out the arena and be like, I need you guys to be my spotlight. So use your cell phones, record this moment, and shine the lights on the stage. And, you know, we get them. They're like, oh, my God. Like, you know, they'll be part of it.
Part of it. Yep.
You know what I mean? So that's the way to flip it. But we're in a generation where everybody's glued to their phone, man. So it's like no way around it right now. And it also, they create a lot of moments with their social media and like, you know, viral clips of people doing crazy stuff, singing, you know, taking shirts off, whatever it is. I don't know.
TikToking, right, Gabby?
Oh, yeah, Jarod. For the after show, that after hours.
The after hours TikTok.
Beats in the streets.
Oh, man. No, that is dope, man. So, like, you know, we're going to get into shoe and tell in just a second here. But, like, for you, like, sneaker-wise, like, what are you seeing in the industry, like, in terms of, like, what's coming out from Nike, Jordan, Brand, Adidas, New Balance? What are some brands that you're like, yo, man, I'm liking their style and their flavor that they're putting out?
Honestly, I'm always on the same stuff. I've been jocking New Balance. They've been putting out some dope stuff.
Yeah, they've been having some good stuff lately.
Yeah. You know, the Jordans is like, you know, just doing a bunch of colors. Yeah. There's some independent brands that are doing stuff, like Air Kai, Omi and the Hellcat. You know, those guys are doing their own sneaker. It's pretty dope watching, you know, people like us putting their stuff out. So, but you know, just the basic stuff, Yeezys. I always go for the comfortable that look good. Yeah. To be honest. Yeah. Because I wear, like I said, I actually wear my kicks, so that's what I really go for. And I always try to go simple.
I like it. Well, it's like me and my Stan Smiths, man. I'm like, man, let me get another pair of these Stan Smiths.
Listen, I had those so many times. I had to take a break.
Or the wave runners, you know.
Or the wave runners, Gabby. You're coming out.
What? The 700s, they hit different.
It was one point where I was buying so many shell toes Like for some reason, I was just buying shell toes, like every color that came out, white and red, white and orange, white and black, white and high tops. This, I was like, all right, I gotta chill out. They ain't even kind of check.
That's my go-to.
They not even cut. That's what. Wait a minute, y'all cutting a check?
Hey, I'm saying, hey Adidas, are you listening?
Hello.
Hello, is this thing on?
Is this thing on? Hello, Adidas.
They don't need us no more. They making too much money with Yeezy.
Well, I mean, wow.
The shit's always classic though. Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, they are. I mean, and you're right though with Yeezy. I mean, whew, that is
Boys killing them
out there, and even that with like having Jerry Lorenzo over there. I mean, it's just kind of like, all right, man. Like, it's never. Nike is who they are, right? And it's because of where they are, market cap, all that. You ain't top on the giant, but I mean, Adidas is doing their thing, right? And it's almost like, all right, well, we're firmly going to be the best number 2 that ever existed, right? Or like, we're going to carve out our spot because you ain't coming for number 2 either.
Man.
They did.
Everybody
They carved out their spot. Mm-hmm. Big facts. Speaking of lanes.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Coming up next,
Stay tuned, folks, because coming up next is America's favorite segment, Shoe and Tell, presented by Another Lane, the premier digital marketplace for dope kicks. Don't go away. What's good, everybody? We're back, and you know what time it is. America's favorite segment, Shoe and Tell, presented by Another Lane, the premier digital marketplace for dope kicks. Listen, y'all know about Sneaker Galactus and his wife, Adina. Listen, they are doing the damn thing over there at anotherlane.com. Make sure you guys get over there. I was just telling DJ Ominaya off camera. I was like, look, man, you want to find any kind of rare pair? Chad will find it. He don't call himself Sneaker Galactus for nothing. That dude will find it, okay? And it's just a great community for people who love sneakers and who love the history of it and who just love community. And it's a great place. So make sure you guys get over there. Check that out. All right, man, it's your show, Shoe and Tell. Show us what you got. Tell us why you like it.
I don't really got anything special. Just a couple of favorites. The Wave Runners, super duper comfortable. For some reason, I never match these sneakers. I just wear them with anything.
Okay, it's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
It's like they match everything.
Yeah, like I just wear them with whatever. This is like my 4th or 5th pair of those. I left a couple of pairs overseas.
I'm having a hot flash over here.
Festival.
He said I left a couple of pairs overseas at a festival.
Yeah, in Australia, we did a couple of festivals and they just got dogged. I was like, all right, these ain't coming back. I can't put them in the suitcase with all the dirt.
You're right about that.
I got the taupe 4s.
Yeah, man.
Crazy. The crazy thing is, I really don't be keeping up with the numbers or the names of the Jordans. There's so many. But I like this colorway, so I bought them.
Taupe's nice. I like the taupe. The 4 is a nice silhouette. The 4 is a great silhouette.
That's my favorite.
I got the Union 4s.
Ooh,
bought these a while back. I just started wearing them. I just love these joints. I don't know why. They're like one of my favorites. I have not peeled the tongue up. I just saw a video that you could peel the tongue up. So there's like a string here that you could pull out and the tongue gets bigger.
But you ain't trying to do that.
I just never did it. I don't want to because I feel like the tongue is going to be too big. I got the Boost.
Oh,
love these joints.
I mean, those are classics, man. Like I
bought these are the original release. So I've only wore these like a handful of times, but I do love these joints. They're super comfortable. I have like 10 pairs of different
I remember
colors.
when they came out, everybody lost their mind.
Yeah, this was like this was like that first release. Like these joints are old. You can see the bottom is like
it's like 2015, right? Like
I've had these joints forever. They still look new.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. Those are so comfortable. Nothing like those 350s.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Honestly, I think we're like shoe soulmates because I'm like hit after hit after hit.
You know the Jordan 3s. That's my favorite silhouette of the 3s. So
and if it's that shy pair,
so I love these as well. These are like my daily shoes. This color and the cement joints.
Yep.
Like daily wears.
The red cement. Love those, man.
Got the Quantums.
Ooh,
I like these. I got these actually. This is the second pair. The first pair I got was from a friend who worked at Adidas. He gave me like a sample pair, and he got in trouble for it. But we swapped favors. I got his kid at the Boogie concert. Kid got to meet Boogie.
All right.
take pictures and hang out. And he was like, yo, I'm going to give you my sample pair. I was like, all right, bet.
Fair trade.
Right. Worked out. But then I end up getting them again with the blue tint on them. But I love these joints as well.
Fair
That's
trade.
another great sneaker right there, too.
Yep.
This is like the last pair of
show
and tell.
Yes.
The fives, white fives.
Yeah.
I got them in white too, or that cream color, but I barely wear those.
That's up at All-Star, Jay.
These are like daily wears. Also, you can see I'm like be dogging these joints up. I take them overseas. They like Teflon.
So. But you gotta wear your kicks, man. That's what we always say, right?
I always tell my friends that, man. You spend all this money on these sneakers. They like, yeah, but I'm gonna resell them and get my money. I was like, all right, whatever.
I always joke about that and with Jarod that like every now and one day I'm gonna hit on something big and like that could be like my retirement check and I'd be like, nah, I think I'm gonna wear them to the grocery store. Like that's what it's about.
Right. I mean, unless you got like some Red Octobers brand new in a box or something. You know,
right. Which I don't got those. Yeah, exactly.
Or like those, those Back to the Future Nikes.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
You make $200, you ain't even getting rich.
That's the point, right?
Sitting on them joints for 8 years and making $200, like, bro, come on.
At best, like, give me those 1985 dunks.
Well, not only that, as we learned from Sneaker Galactus, Gabby, keeping your shoes in boxes and whatever. At the time they start, the material starts decomposing,
deteriorating.
Yeah, man, you gotta take them joints out and wear them, put them on.
I had a pair of the original foam pennies, and one day I took them out the box, and like the whole sole like came off. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, man.
Straight to the trash.
That's the thing. It's got to, even if you just put them on just to wear them around the house, just to like just to stretch them out a little bit, so they're not. I
have like a whole wall like over here of sneakers, and I'd be too lazy to wear some of them, but I have some Air Max 1s that are like probably worth a few dollars. And I just never wear them because I can't get to them. They're like at the bottom of the stack. I'm just like, all right, I'll get to it another time.
Look at you, we're shoe soulmates.
Definitely. You're saying all the right things right now.
See that? You're speaking directly to our heart, man. Listen, we appreciate having you on, man. Good luck with the tour coming up, the college tour, all that, with everything with A Boogie. Let the people know where they can find you and find A Boogie.
So you can find me on Instagram and every other social media platform. I know Instagram and Facebook and all that was down today, I think.
Yeah, they were wilding today.
I heard it's back on, so people are like having the time of their life. You can find me on every social media platform at DJ Ominaya, DJ Ominaya, everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Also, I do a morning show on Twitch. 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. every morning on the Eastern Standard Time. It's a super vibe. You're getting ready for work, the gym, getting your kids ready for school, whatever it is, you could tune in and just vibe out. We play clean music. Well, I play clean music, high energy, just get you ready for your day. And as far as the A Boogie tour, starts November 4th. We got about 7 to 8 dates, all in the Northeast region. Most of the shows are almost sold out, so if you're trying to get tickets, I suggest you do it now. I'm going to do a ticket giveaway on my Instagram, so if you want, you can follow me, and I'm going to do 2 pair of VIP in every city we go to.
Ooh,
so you'll get to come to the show, and then I'll bring you backstage to meet A Boogie.
I mean, folks, come on.
Listen. This is what we doing.
So. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Album coming soon. And also, I have a single out. It's called Pull Up with an artist named Bags the Boss.
Okay.
It's on every platform. iTunes, Pandora, Spotify, Tidal, everywhere.
Love it.
It's called Pull Up. DJ Ominaya featuring Bags the Boss. Pull Up.
All right. I love that. Yeah, you mentioned you played baseball growing up. So you're a baseball fan. So who are you? Mets, Yankees? Where were you at?
No, Yankees all day, man.
Oh, so you got a big game coming up tomorrow. How you feeling?
Yeah, man. I can't wait.
Love it. All right, guys. And you know where to find us, of course. We are part of that Count the Dings family on the Bomb podcast feed, out on Tuesdays now. So make sure you check us out. And of course, we are on all social media platforms at Kicks and Shit Show. And until next time, peace.
Peace.